Dr. Aris Thorne scribbled furiously on a whiteboard. Equations danced and swirled, defying the laws of physics and probably mathematics.
Across the lab, Dr. Lena Petrova tapped away at a keyboard, her face illuminated by the glow of 1,000 lines of code.
Are you sure about this, Aris? This is uncharted territory even for us.
That's what makes it exciting, Lena. Think about it. A portal to a dimension where coffee orders alter reality.
He gestured dramatically towards a contraption in the center of the lab. It resembled a giant espresso machine, except it hummed with an otherworldly energy. Wires snaked out from its base, connecting to various scientific instruments that flickered with unpredictable energy readings.
It's almost ready. Prepare for a caffeine-fueled adventure, my friend.
With a deafening crackle and a blinding flash of light, the portal sprang to life. It shimmered in the air, a swirling vortex of colors that seemed to beckon them closer.
Well, here goes nothing.
Taking a deep breath, Aris stepped forward, disappearing into the swirling abyss. Lena hesitated for a moment, then followed, her heart pounding in her chest. The portal spat them out onto a cobblestone street. Buildings rose on either side, their facades quaint and slightly crooked. A sign above a nearby shop read Ye Olde Quantum Leap Cafe, the letters shimmering faintly.
Well, that's oddly specific.
The cafe itself looked surprisingly normal, with cozy armchairs, the aroma of freshly brewed coffee, and soft jazz music playing in the background. Behind the counter stood a barista, his name tag reading Barry. He wore a strained smile that didn't quite reach his eyes.
And let's get this experiment started. Barry, my good fellow, I'll have a black coffee, please. Strong enough to knock the socks off a neutron star.
Barry, looking slightly bewildered, nodded slowly and began preparing the order. As he poured the steaming black liquid into a mug, a faint hum resonated from the portal device back in their lab.
Did you feel that?
Before Aris could answer, Barry placed the coffee in front of him. Aris took a sip, savouring the strong, bitter taste.
Excellent, just the way I like it.
At that moment, a loud whirring sound emanated from their lab back home, accompanied by a shower of sparks. Then silence. Lena and Aris exchanged a worried look.
Right, my turn. I'll have a chai latte, please. Extra foam.
Barry's strained smile faltered for a moment. Then he nodded again and set about preparing the drink. As he frothed the milk, the cafe around them began to shimmer. The soft jazz music morphed into a cacophony of dissonant chords.
Lena, I don't think this is a good idea.
But it was too late. Barry placed the chai latte on the counter. The moment Lena took the first sip, all hell broke loose. The cafe spun, the furniture coming alive, chairs danced a jig, tables clattered like castanets, and books flew off the shelves, flapping their pages like angry birds.
What in the name of Schrodinger's cat is happening?
Aris shouted over the din. As if in answer to his question, several cats materialized out of thin air, floating lazily near the ceiling. They meowed in various pitches, adding to the growing chaos. Lena choked on her chai latte.
I think I ordered a bit too much.
The cafe continued to warp and twist around them. The wallpaper cycled through a dizzying array of patterns, and the aroma of coffee was replaced by the pungent smell of burnt toast and something vaguely resembling a wet dog.
We need to reverse this,
Aris said, his voice strained. He turned to Barry, who was now cowering behind the counter, clutching a whisk.
Barry, a double espresso, no milk, no sugar, just pure caffeine.
Barry, his eyes wide with terror, shakily prepared the drink. Aris downed it in one gulp. For a moment, the chaos seemed to subside. The music calmed, the furniture stopped dancing, and the cats began to slowly descend. Then the espresso kicked in. The cafe began to vibrate with an intense energy. The walls pulsed, the floor trembled, and the air crackled with electricity. The cats, now glowing faintly, hissed and vanished.
Maybe that wasn't the best idea,
Lena said, her voice barely a whisper.
I quit.
Barry suddenly screamed, flinging his apron into the air. It hovered for a moment, then transformed into a flock of doves that fluttered around the cafe, cooing in distress. Barry pushed past Aris and Lena, sprinting out of the cafe and disappearing into the swirling chaos of the street outside.
Now what?
Lena asked, her voice laced with panic. The cafe was spinning faster now, the reality around them threatening to unravel completely. Aris, his mind racing, grabbed a napkin and scribbled furiously on it with a nearby pen.
We need an anti-order, something to counteract the chai latte effect.
He thrust the napkin towards Lena.
Quick, order this.
Lena took the napkin and read the hastily scribbled order.
1 anti-chai black coffee with dairy milk, please. Hold the reality distortion.
She looked up at the counter. There was no Barry, only a swirling vortex of coffee beans and cinnamon sticks. Taking a deep breath, she shouted her order into the swirling void. As if by magic, a mug materialized on the counter, filled with a steaming concoction that defied description. Lena didn't hesitate. She grabbed the mug and drank it in one long, continuous gulp. The effect was instantaneous. The spinning stopped. The music ceased. The cafe snapped back into its original quaint, if slightly crooked state. The only evidence of the chaos was a faint, lingering smell of burnt toast and a single white feather drifting slowly to the floor. Taking a deep breath, Aris and Lena stumbled back towards the entrance. The portal, still shimmering, awaited their return. Back in their lab, they watched as their equipment hummed back to life. It was then they noticed it. The portal device, once clunky and cobbled together, was now sleek and streamlined, humming with an efficiency they had only dreamed of.
Well, Lena, I'd say that was a successful experiment, though next time I'm ordering the coffee.
Aris chuckled, shaking his head in disbelief.